The nurse was taking care of a patient in a vegetative state when suddenly a tongue licked her face. It turned out to be a colossal cockroach, towering at 2.5 meters, appearing behind her. Just as the nurse thought her end was inevitable, the next second, with a loud bang, the cockroach was blasted into pieces. Surprisingly, the one who saved her was a man who had been paralyzed for 2.5 years, despite being weak before he fell into a coma. 2.5 years ago, due to extensive environmental pollution caused by human activities, the cosmos deemed the entire Earth as a virus immune system, resulting in numerous mutations among various life forms. Soon, 90% of humanity fell victim to monstrous creatures. Just as humanity was on the brink of extinction, a rare breed of individuals known as Extraordinary Hero emerged. Harnessing extraordinary powers, they annihilated countless monsters, ultimately establishing one human survival zone after another. To uncover more Extraordinary Hero, the Extraordinary Academy was established, conducting tests for everyone who turned 18. The testing grounds of the academy were filled with eager students, and Extraordinary Hero were categorized into 5 levels: White Dust, Blue Spirit, Purple Soul, Red Deity, and Black Saint. The academy only admitted Extraordinary Hero of Blue Spirit level and above. Soon, it was the turn of the male protagonist, Mingi, who confidently reached out his hand towards the crystal for testing. And suddenly a dazzling white light emitted from it. Mingi looked at the glowing sphere in his hand with disbelief. He had awakened the most useless talent, White Dawn, luck. Immediately, everyone started laughing loudly. After all, the probability of awakening a White Dawn talent was only 1 in 10 million, and on top of that, Mingi awakened a luck talent that had no combat capabilities. Even his girlfriend of many years displayed a disappointed expression on her face. Unable to accept reality, Mingi drove away on a motorcycle, escaping the testing site. How could he deal with monsters capable of destroying skyscrapers with such a useless talent? Was he truly worthless? In his confusion, a shooting star suddenly streaked across the sky and headed straight towards him. However, Mingi, without any intention of evading, looked at the incoming meteor with a self-deprecating smile. With luck ability on his side, bullets couldn't hit him. How could a meteor strike him? Nevertheless, the meteor crashed heavily onto Mingi, causing an explosion. After the dust settled, Mingi lay motionless on the ground, unsure if he was alive or dead. At that moment, a glowing sphere appeared, attempting to merge into Mingi's body. And suddenly, an indistinct figure of a woman appeared in his consciousness. She conducted a comprehensive analysis of his body, revealing that the host possessed a latent superpower, luck, with no fighting ability, making him easily killed. The woman injected a red energy into Mingi's body, and under the influence of the energy, his body underwent a profound transformation. I bestow upon you the Red Deity level Profound Fist. This should be enough for you to protect yourself until my awakening. At this moment, Mingi had already been admitted to the hospital. However, after the doctor's examination, all his physical indicators were normal. In the end, they could only diagnose him as a vegetative patient, possibly never to wake up in his lifetime. Upon hearing the news, his girlfriend rushed over immediately, leaving a bouquet of flowers before departing. In the following month, classmates who had mocked him before also came to visit. However, they had no intention of him waking up, they just wanted to ridicule him. During their visit, they noticed an envelope among the flowers and curiously tore it open to read. To their surprise, the school belle, 𝗔𝗯cie, had actually accepted the confession from this supposed worthless guy. Enraged, they tore the letter to shreds on the spot. 2.5 years later, the city was now facing an invasion of countless mutated cockroach monsters, rapidly infiltrating the hospital. Doctors were busy evacuating, but a worried nurse rushed towards the end of the corridor because she knew there was a comatose student there. Even if he might never wake up, she couldn't leave him behind. This person was the male protagonist, Mingi. The nurse quickly helped him up, preparing to evacuate. However, as she glanced through the window, she saw the reflection of the cockroach monster. Suddenly, its sharp claw rested on her shoulder. The nurse was immediately petrified with fear, unable to move. In her moment of despair, Mingi, who had been unconscious for 2.5 years, sat up abruptly. With a single punch, he annihilated the cockroach monster. Then, Mingi reached out to assist the nurse and said, "Thank you for taking care of me for so long. Leave the rest to me." Curious, she asked, "How did you manage to defeat a mutant creature with just one punch?" Mingi scratched his head, replying, "I guess I've been practicing martial arts in my brain for a solid 2.5 years." After dealing with the cockroach monsters, he took the nurse with him to rendezvous with the evacuation troops, only to find that the hospital was now completely occupied by these creatures. Upon seeing Mingi, the creatures lunged towards him, but Mingi showed no intention of evading. Instead, he threw a powerful punch that swept away the cockroach monsters in an instant. The surviving monsters realized they were no match for Mingi and switched their focus to attacking the nurse. Mingi quickly grabbed a bottle of sulfuric acid, shattered it in the air to dissolve the creature attacking the nurse's side, and then unleashed another punch, corroding the monster's head completely. Unexpectedly, the martial arts learned in his dreams turned out to be so powerful in actual combat. He also discovered that the profound fist could interact with other elements, providing different attack methods. After dealing with all the monsters, Mingi led the nurse out of the hospital. However, they discovered that the last bus evacuating from the hospital was under attack by monsters. Fortunately, a star-level extraordinary hero arrived just in time. He instantly shot down numerous cockroach monsters. Just when he thought the battle was over, a crimson light suddenly appeared behind him, and a rat-like monster opened its bloody mouth, lunging towards him.